Illinois, in a suburb called Northbrook, which is, I know you guys are neutral, but that's like Clinton land up there.
Okay.
And I'm the Trump flag planter because I was just at, where's this place? Oh, Mar-a-Lago, right before CPAC, where they positioned me right. If you're President Trump and you were facing 350 senators and congressmen, the Secret Service put me right here. And then, right. So I've been working for Trump for a long time because his right-hand man pinned me. So that's the only Trump White House pin of that in the country.
Well, being someone, what's your name again, David?
Dr. Dave.
Dr. David.
I'm the toxicology dentist. No mercury, no fluoride. Root canals affect your immune system. What's in the vaccine? SM-102.
So working so close to Trump and his advisors, what do you think are some of the policies that you stand behind, or what are some of the most effective policies that he implemented for America?
Well, I would say that the number one thing is knowing who's in the country and who's here. There's terrorist and criminal activity. I don't know if you guys saw that around the world. But we have to, number one, protect the integrity of our borders, which is the number one job of every president of the United States. Two, it would be nice to have election integrity. So I work with Bobby Piton and Tillman II, who's running. They're both running for senator. I'm friends with Peggy Hubbard. I'm actually friends with Darren Bailey and Gary Rabine, too, my two Trump candidates. And I would have to say that the third most important thing is we need to stop poisoning our children. So number one is we poison them with bad mental thoughts by teaching them all this adult stuff when they're just kids. That should be the parents, number one. Two, we leave them on the phone too much, and there's some yucky stuff on the internet. I don't know if you've ever been on the internet, but the stuff that pops up is ridiculous. And so protecting our children's minds and teaching them maybe the Constitution. So in 8th grade, you take a Constitution test. You have to cram for it. Do you know what happens when you cram for a test? You forget everything. I'm a doctor. I know I had to cram for a lot of tests. Just kidding. So,
you mentioned Darren Bailey, and that's one of the candidates for governor that we're expecting Trump to endorse tonight. What are your thoughts on his run for governor?
Well, I will tell you that both Darren and Gary are people that I've worked with. I've vetted. Here, let's move up on the line a little bit. And what I can say is they're both integral people. Darren sued to help stop the mask mandate, and Gary Rabine sued and won at the Supreme Court to stop the vaccine mandate. So I actually wanted them to be on the same ticket personally, but
Well, let me ask you this, Dave, about the politics here. It's quite interesting. Do you think so you guys had a Republican governor before Governor Pritzker took office?
Yes.
Right.
So around her.
How confident are you that can flip back red?
Understand that there's a Republican, there's a bunch of rhinos that sell out their souls, and then there's like red Republicans, because I have a red Republican ticket for Illinois. And if Dan Brady, by the way, wins for Secretary of State, I get to be Deputy Secretary of State. Oh, yeah, it's going to be fun. But instead, I think what I'd like to go for is Speaker of the House of Congress. So I will be the people's person. I don't have to be elected. I could be a plumber or a dentist, which is what I am. And I kind of already have 257 votes for Speaker.
Okay, cool.
So
How did you count that? How did you count those votes?
Well, I basically talked to all the congressional candidates that are red Republicans running for office, and they all said yes. So you can ask Ryan Zinke. He's running for Congress in Montana. He was a commander for Navy SEALs Team 6. And or you can ask Jeremy Sheffield. He's MOB Team 6. All nice people.
About politics here, one more question for you before I let you go. The Senate race, there doesn't seem like there's much attention on that. That's a seat that used to be Republican that Tammy Duckworth took, and that seat is up for grabs right now, but there's not much attention on it.
Okay, so here's the deal with Tammy Duckworth. So everybody who has a union job, like all my retired Marines who are in the auto business, they were going to have a big auto strike, okay, for the auto union workers. They are so loyal to Tammy Duckworth that I had 5 Marines that were going to beat me up at the Ottawa VFW Hall just because